Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we have a massive list of games that are still planned to be released in 2022. We've been pushing through a bit of a drought over the last few months, but things are definitely going to speed up as we round out the year. I'm really excited to hear what titles you're most hyped for, so let me know what they are down in the comments right now. Now there are of course the links and timestamps down in the description to everything we'll be discussing today, but before we jump in, this video is brought to you by Raid Shadow. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's not Raid Shadow Legends. It's still Kiwi, my favorite site for accessories, guys. If you need anything for your Quest or any other VR headset, I highly recommend Kiwi. They have everything you need. I love their Elite head strap. They have cable management systems, link cables, changes to the faceplate, whatever you need, they have it. I highly recommend them. And don't forget to use discount code Mateo311 for 5% off and to help support my channel. Okay, so let's start this video off with the 4v4 competitive shooter Nerf Ultimate Championship, featuring 3 distinct gameplay modes, true-to-life Nerf blasters, and some awesome parkour action. This is a fun shooter that promises to continually release new updates in the form of season passes. I've had a few play sessions now. It is a lot of fun, and it feels similar to something like Rec Room Paintball, with even a little bit of Hyperdash in there. But if you're a fan of competition, just not shooters, we have Ultimechs. It was recently announced that this title will be free to play, so I expect most people will at least give it a shot, and it plays similar to something like Rocket League with a robot twist. There's both 1v1 and 2v2 modes, and you'll be using your rocket-powered fist to score some points. Each mech at your disposal has their own pros and cons, so you'll get to find out which one suits your playstyle. Now, if you only enjoy single-player titles, good news, because an absolutely amazing survival horror-themed title, Into the Radius, is coming to the Quest 2. Scavenge for equipment in this post-apocalyptic world, littered with anomalies and horrifying creatures. It's a highly immersive, unforgiving world that was ported surprisingly well to the Quest 2. Now, right around the corner is also the early access release of Requisition VR. This game features both PvP and a co-op zombie survival mode where you get to build some Home Alone style traps and weapons. I've tested the PvP mode and it was absolutely hysterical to play with friends, and the crafting in this game truly shines. Speaking of shining, PCVR recently got the full release of Compound, and this retro roguelite shooter is making its way onto the Quest 2 in the near future. Don't let the art style fool you, this game looks great in VR, the combat will keep you on your toes, and there is a high amount of replayability. There's something to be said about a great VR game that you could just jump into, enjoy the gameplay loop, and just come back to it whenever you need more. Now, if you're looking for realism from your VR titles, we have NFL Pro Era. Sports games are definitely underrepresented in VR, and this is an officially licensed game designed to throw you right into the action. There's been very little gameplay shown of this title just yet, but I hope it appeals to both hardcore NFL fans and casuals alike. Now, a sequel that will most likely get some additional casual appeal is Espire 2. The original Espire VR operative was a stealth-based shooter with some interesting mechanics and features that just weren't implemented very well. The developers have learned from their mistakes though, by both fixing the original title and taking Espire 2 in a new direction. There's now a co-op campaign, which allows you to choose from one of 2 chassis, a larger one designed for run and gun action, and a smaller one focusing on stealth. It's a great combo, and I can't wait to see it in action. Now, a co-op title I'm less enthusiastic for is the Exorcist Legion Sin. Now, that's not because the game doesn't look good, but rather the fact that I'm absolutely horrified to play it. The original Exorcist had a dynamic scare system that always kept you on your toes, and quite frankly was a bit too scary for me at times. Now, I'm hoping having some backup will cut the tension, but I'm still reluctant to jump into this horror story-driven title. So if you still want to play with friends, but rather keep it fun, we have Among Us VR. 4 to 10 players get to engage in some sabotage and betrayal. That's right, while most people will be running around, engaging in mini-games to help save the ship, but some amongst you are sus and are just waiting to stab you in the back. Getting to experience this already amazing game in VR is gonna take things to the next level, and I can't wait for this one. But usually I like my games that have a much more mature theme, and that's where Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 has me covered. Retribution continues the storyline of the original title, as you continue to play as the tourist, making decisions that affect the world around you. The Saints and Sinners series has some of the most brutal combat that VR has to offer, and there's plenty of other excellent mechanics like weapon crafting and scavenging for equipment. It also features some of the best storytelling that VR has to offer. Plus, they added a chainsaw, so this is a no-brainer now. Now, another no-brainer would be Bonelab, a new title from developer Stress Level Zero, who originally gave us Boneworks, one of the best VR games available. Those incredible physics and combat that we originally only got from PCVR are making their way to the Quest 2. Bonelab is a brand new title set in the same universe as Boneworks, and it looks like they're putting more emphasis into the single player campaign. On top of that, they are also officially supporting mods. So like I said, this game is a no-brainer and most likely will be the biggest VR game of 2022. But Bonelab is not for everyone, and that's why we get competitive 1v1 fighting games like Broken Edge. Broken Edge features a truly unique graphical style and new combat mechanics we've never seen before. Blast On proves that people love some 1v1 combat, and moving on to melee seems much more natural for a VR game. I'm really curious to see if they nail the feel of the combat, because if they do, this title can be a true winner. But let's forget about competition for a minute and just jump into some adrenaline-fueled co-op action. Gambit is Borderlands meets Payday with a 4-person multi-hour campaign. There's an array of over-the-top weapons like a defibrillator, and the title's just dripping with style and profanity. I'm sure at minimum this will be some mindless fun, or maybe it'll even feature a top-quality campaign that you want to just keep playing over and over again. But while we're talking about campaigns, we have to mention Hubris. Hubris is a story-driven single-player adventure title. It also happens to feature some of the best graphics I have ever seen in VR. And no, I am not exaggerating, these are Half-Life Alyx level graphics. Marooned on an alien world, you'll be swimming, climbing, battling the local wildlife, solving some minor puzzles, and ultimately uncovering a mystery around the nefarious company that you work for. I've completed the game's demo multiple times, and I am absolutely pumped for the full version. Now, I can't say I'm pumped for our next title, but I am definitely intrigued, and that's Peaky Blinders. Based on the 1900s British gangster series of the same name, Peaky Blinders will allow you to experience this world in VR. Your job is to infiltrate the criminal underground, and you'll be interacting with iconic characters from the TV series. I'm actually yet to experience any of this show, so I currently only remain intrigued for this game. And another title that intrigues me is Ziggy's Cosmic Adventure. A combination of VR cockpit management and arcade-style space shooter action, it looks surprisingly cool. You're a bounty hunter who's stolen a powerful alien, and now you basically just have to survive with the evil empire at your heels. There's multiple parts where the game's storyline will branch off, increasing the overall replay value, and it just looks like a fun little adventure that I would love to try. Speaking of trying, I gotta jump into Paranormal Hunter. Now, the game is coming soon, but there is a demo available right now, and this reminds me a lot of Phasmophobia, as you and your team are heading out to haunted locations in search of paranormal activity. Now, it looks like the tools, ghosts, and objectives in Paranormal Activity differ from that of Phasmophobia, and it may just come down to which one is more of your preference or actually plays better. Now, I absolutely love Phasmophobia, so I'm definitely looking forward to this one. But if you prefer your horror-based single player, we have Propagation Paradise Hotel. This story-driven campaign promises exploration, stealth, action, and some extreme emotions. There's vast environments filled with mutated creatures, realistic weapon handling and puzzles, and an atmosphere that keeps the tension high. I'm half looking forward to playing this game, and half apprehensive about how scary it'll be. So I may prefer to keep my monster hunting a bit lighter in Ghostbusters VR. This is another 4-person co-op title, but it's set in the Ghostbuster universe, and I really hope it taps into the fun quirkiness of the original movies. I'm ready to pull out an array of special ghost hunting equipment, drop down a trap, and use my proton cannon to collect some ghosts with my buddies. I'm really curious to see how this game plays out because we haven't seen much yet, and it could be anything from the kid-friendly version of After the Fall or even a PG Phasmophobia. Even though there's very little information, I'm still really interested in this game, but not as much as our final title, Vertigo 2. Vertigo 2 is a sequel of one of VR's best games, and I always describe it as Rick and Morty meets Half-Life. The original title featured excellent graphics, lots of twists and turns, fun combat mechanics, and it was just an overall great package that was clearly a labor of love. Now, Vertigo 2 looks much bigger in scope, with graphical upgrades, new weapons, new mechanics, and just a lot more to offer. Honestly, in terms of hype, this title is right up there next to Bonelab. Now, they currently have some closed beta sessions going on, and the game is playable from beginning to end, so we should see it soon, and you guys will definitely get a review from me. Now, I'm curious to hear what title you are most hyped for. Let me know down in the comments right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and as always, I will see you guys on next time.